Now we're going to see how we are controlling the flow of control in a program. So in this session we'll learn how to change the flow of control within a program, and we're going to experiment with selection statements. Until now, the programs that we have seen were sequential in nature, which meant that we had one statement after the other. In reality, programs are very rarely sequential, so we need statements to be able to change the flow of control in a program. These are normally selection statements. For example, if you see this simple flowchart, we have a condition, which is normally a Boolean expression. We say name equal Alice. If this condition is true, the program will print hi Alice. Otherwise, the program will end. It's very easy to represent the flow of execution with a flowchart, and that is what we're going to use in our examples. How can we write this in pseudocode in Python? We can say if a condition, then a colon. Then the statements, look at the indentation, it becomes very important, that are intended below the if conditions will be the statements that will be executed. So if I take my previous example, which I had represented the flowchart, and convert it into Python code, I would say if the name equal Alice, column, print hi Alice. You notice here I don't use anything else, because in my previous flowchart, the result of the name not being equal to Alice would be to exit the program. Of course, most of the times we need to have alternative scenarios. In order to build alternative scenarios, we need the counterpart of an if, which is the else statement. So we say if a condition is true, column, and then the intended statements will be executed. Else, column again, the following statements will be executed. Now, the statements in the else are executed only if the condition is true. So, an example of the previous code would be if name equal Alice, print hi Alice, else print hi. You notice here that we again have the Boolean condition, name equal Alice. When this condition evaluates to true, it will print hi Alice. When this condition evaluates to false, it will just print hi. We can continue building if statements as nested ifs or as cascading ifs. Look at this one here. We say this is a little bit naive because we do have better ways of building it, but a lot of times this is what comes to mind first. We say if a condition is true, the statements will be executed. Else, if another condition is true, then the following statements will be executed. Else, the last statements will be executed. Now let's pay some attention here. If this condition here evaluates to true, then these statements are going to be executed, and the control is going to be passed to the next statement after the if-else group of statements. If this condition becomes false, we immediately move in this range, which means that the else will be executed. The else contains another if. So if this condition becomes false, if the second condition is true, then the statements will be executed. Again, afterwards, the control is going to be passed after the if group of statements. If this condition is false, and if this condition is also false, then these statements will be executed. For any of these two to execute, of course, the initial condition needs to be false. If the initial condition is true, then this group of statements will be ignored. Now, this is a slightly better way to write this. It's a more Python kind of way. This is called an if-else ladder. Here, we say if a condition is true, the statements are going to be executed. Obviously, if these statements here are executed, the control is then going to be passed to the first statement after the if-else ladder. Else, if this condition is true. Now, 1 minute. In order to reach this condition, the first condition needs to be false. So, if this is false and this is true, then these statements will be executed. If this is false, and this is true, then these statements are going to be executed. As long as we reach a condition that is true and statements are being executed, then the control is going to be passed to the first statement after the if-else ladder. The final else that you see here is optional. It's optional to an extent that if you don't need it, you don't use it. Now let's see quickly an example of this. Look at this program here. Here we get an input. We say enter the score. If the score is greater or equal to 90, grade becomes A. Else, if the score greater or equal to 80, grade becomes B. Understand that these are exclusive conditions anyway. So it's either greater than 90. If it's not greater than 90, we check if it's greater than 80. If it's not greater than 80, we check if it's greater than 70. Otherwise, we check if it's greater than 60. Otherwise, we say it's an F. And then we print the grade. I mean, if I attempt to run this, look what's going to happen. It's going to say enter the score. And if I enter, for example, just 70, it will say the grade is C, because it will check this condition. It will say it's false. It will try to check this condition, then it will say it's false. It will check this condition, says, this is true. So grade is C. And then the control is passed to the first statement after the if-else ladder. So in that extent, it will say the grade is C. Very simple program to demonstrate consecutive if statements. So the final else will be executed when all the other conditions are false. Of course, in the previous example, it was pretty simplistic because I didn't make a check if the grade is above 100, which this program will allow it and will say it's an A, and I didn't make a check to see if the grade is below 0, which this program will also allow and will say it's an F. But okay, we can build as complicated conditions as we like without a problem. Now, what is the condition? We said that the program will execute the statement only if the condition is verified, i.e. only if the condition is true. Careful, I'm writing the true here with a capital T because that's the way that is used in Python. The condition is a Boolean expression. A Boolean expression is a statement, it's not a question. It's a statement that can have one of the two possible values. It can either be true or false. They are capitalized on the first letter because that's how Python will use them, and Python is case sensitive. We will see an example in a minute, but obviously the Boolean type is obtained as a result of a comparison expression. In order to build a comparison expression, we use the classic comparison operators: less than or equal, greater than or equal. And now careful, we use the double equal to check the equality. There is a difference between double equal and single equal, which we're going to explain in 1 minute. Also, we use the not equal. The not equal is the exclamation mark equal. Now let's see these examples. What do you guess? I mean, if I say hello equal hello, this will print true. But if I say hello equal with hello with a capital H, it will print false. Why? Because although the word is the same, lowercase h here, capital H here, it will print false. Dog not equal to cat. Well, the dog is not equal to a cat, so it will print true. True equal true, it will again give me true. True not equal to false, it will give me true. True is not equal to false. Pay some attention here though. 42 equal to 42.0. This will give you true, because although 1 is an integer and the other one is a float, Python will assess their actual value, and their actual value is the same, so it will give you true. But 42 equal with 42 in quotation marks, it will give you false. Why? Because one is a number and the other one is a string. Let's quickly try one or two to see exactly what this means. So if I go here on my test.py and I say print, I'll try hello equal to hello. Oops. And I try to run this one. It prints false, as we expected. But if I try 42.0 equal with 42, prints true, because we said it takes the value. But if one of the two is a string, it will print false. Now pay particular attention to the capital F and the capital T. We said that's the way that Python actually understands the Boolean value of the variables. We said that the single equal sign is the assignment operator. It is used for assigning a value to a variable. The double equal sign is the sign of comparison. It is used to compare two values and return the result as true or false. So it is actually used to build what we just said, it's a Boolean expression. On this part, we quickly went through the conditional statements in Python.